Welcome, welcome to any of you who are watching this. Oh my goodness, we've got so much to talk about today, and I'm really excited because I've been on this journey with Marijana, her health journey for 3 years, Marijana, actually, isn't it? It's
Yes,
at least 3 years.
correct.
So I'm Fiona Clark, the Energizer. I am loving hearing people's stories about the Lifewave patches. I absolutely get such a chill because it just gives me like, oh, so much excitement because everybody has completely different stories to tell. So I'm not going to say any more because Marijana, number one, I want to know to start with what made you start with Lifewave patches, and then I'd like you to go because I know you've got a bit of a structure that you've been very defined in writing down exactly what's going on, what you've been using, etc., how long it's taken, which is brilliant because we can really define this as to see the journey that you've taken with all the different issues that you've been working with. So yeah, over to you.
Thank you. Well, as you know, I had quite a few health issues and it's been going on for quite a while. Also, I'm very, very sensitive. And when you told me that there are no side effects, everything natural, only body does the work, that was a big thing for me because I always pick up side effects and I really don't like it. And when you told me about your experience, and I started having pain in those fingers and my big toe, and I've been told that is arthritis starting, and there is nothing else apart from painkillers, which I really don't like to use. Like, no, anything you can do about that. So I've decided, well, definitely I'll give it a go. Let's give it 6 months and see if it gets better. So I started it, and within 6 weeks, the pain, well, this was for me impossible because actually possible, very painful. But right now, I don't have a clue that there was a pain. Gone. 6 weeks, no more. And I was using X39 and Aeon for those two. And maybe to mention, I was very slowly going into it. I didn't go like jump and use it, very slowly. I'm sensitive, so for me, everything slowly.
Yeah.
The next thing that I wanted to add, because I have Hashimoto, blood sugar issues, my blood sugar goes up and down, and I'm kind of in pre-diabetic state, kind of since I was pregnant, so many months ago.
Wow.
And also high cholesterol, again, since I was 35. So what I decided to do is to add SP6 and carnosine, and one day I would use one, the other day the other one, plus X39 and Aeon, like keep going. So kind of, again, very gently. 3 months down the line, I had blood tests done, and everything was better than before. Everything, absolutely. My cholesterol that I've been working on for about 2 years now with some healthy stuff, because I tried statin, it was horrible, I had side effects, and I decided, no, I would rather die from heart attack than having statins again. Yeah. So I'm using something very natural, but that goes really slowly. So I went from 8.2 with my cholesterol to 7.5 within a year and a half. Wow. Then I had this blood test done and I was 6.2. So wow. 3 months down the line, it just went down so much. I can't wait to have another test because, I will have to go to normal if it continues like this. And I have this issue since I was 35. So long problem. My Hashimoto is in remission. And it's kind of like, wow, this is really good. I just couldn't believe. So my next stage was to work on polyps. I have polyp disorder in my gut. And last time I had 12 polyps. Before that, I had cancer there. And the way that cancer develops is, you grow polyps. If it's not removed, it becomes cancer. So I have that danger for the rest of my life because that's what my body does, make polyps. And I started to use another protocol, which, is, I have to tell you. So X39 Aeon, glutathione SP6. That was for the gut restore that I heard. And if anybody is watching, you really need to do the research and see how to apply and maybe use a little bit of intuition, because I was kind of like, when I saw that protocol about some digestive issues, I thought, this really feels, this is it for me. So I've been using those for 2 months. before my colonoscopy, and I went there, and instead of 12 last time, I had only 2 small polyps, just 2.
And how long was it? Let me just ask you. So, how long was it since you had the last colonoscopy?
2 years.
It was 2 years, right? Okay, so it was quite a long time. Wow, yeah, that's a huge difference.
Absolutely, and also recovery. After colonoscopy, because I had surgery. For me, colonoscopy is like giving birth. It really hurts like hell, because I have half of the normal, intestine that is huge. Mine is small, and when you go through the procedure, it hurts horribly. Yeah. So this time I went there, and yes, it was painful, but it wasn't like I think I'm going to die from the pain, or trying to scream or something and feeling embarrassed not to do that. It was painful, but kind of like I went through it without too much hassle. And then 3 days later, I was back to normal. Last time, yes, I had 12 polyps that they removed, but it took me a month to recover.
Yeah, I do remember. Yeah.
Amazing. So yes, you remember we worked together.
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
So it's just so much easier to go through the problem when it comes. It's really, really interesting. Then my last thing was kind of like phasing all of that. I think that most of my problems are coming from me being anxious. And it's not that I'm anxious. I have anxiety disorder, well, as a disorder, but problem with that since I've been in war. And it just somehow feels like it is in my tissue, all that fear. So I was getting better. I didn't have panic attacks, but I was like, I really think I would like to recover faster, not to wait for 5 years to be better. Anyway, I talked to Dr. Stacy, and she suggested to add carnosine X49, which I didn't have a clue what's that for. I didn't know until then, until I started, and Alavida. When I added those 3, I really started to feel hours of being calm during the day.
That's
which
amazing.
is very strange for me. If anybody who listens knows how anxiety feels like, you're anxious all the time. It's just how much. Are you anxious 9 or 2? Now I have long periods of really being calm. Last week I gave a class to 29 people. And I was feeling like I'm chatting with people I like. Like no anxiety.
That's just amazing. Can I just ask you there, because we know Alavida. I mean, I love Alavida. I use it at night. Did you use all those 3 together during the day?
No. I was using Alavida during the night and carnosine during the night. Yeah, carnosine during the night.
Carnosine at night. Yeah.
I don't know what's the point. You know the point. Between.
Yeah, CV17. Yeah.
That's the place for carnosine.
Yes.
And everything else during the day.
Fantastic. So you only added the X49 on during the day, and the other 2 were during the night. That's just great to know, because I know we can use those instead of putting them all on the day. It's quite nice to split them.
Exactly. It is a lot of patches. And if you're thinking, it's a lot of patches, but you know what? I would give 5 years of my life. So absolutely. Money is just money.
Yes, absolutely.
It's not that I have plenty. It's not about that. But, I spend thousands of pounds over the years trying to heal myself. So this is peanuts comparing with the money I already spent, with being a little bit better and then go down the hill again. As you know me for a while.
And I've known you for long enough to know the journey that you've been on, which has been very up and down that vortex. And also what you're saying here, which I think is really important. And I must actually reiterate that this doesn't mean it's going to happen for everybody in this time scale, because we are all very different and we work and respond to things in very different ways. But from what I'm hearing from you is that this has taken place fairly quickly. When you think how long you've had these issues, which has been many, 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 many years, what you've done in a short time, because when did you start the patches? How many months ago was it?
My month number 7.
You're only in month number 7. I mean, phenomenal. Fantastic. Okay, Carol. So what was the next thing that we...
Maybe there is just one more thing that is kind of like even better with the whole thing. Just to finish about anxiety, it's not that I'm not anxious anymore. I am. And I'm not in control when the anxiety is coming, because it feels like it's coming from nowhere. But as I just said, I had something that every normal person would be anxious about, and I wasn't. But then I have anxiety coming, and part of me is thinking maybe I'm just talking from whatever, but it feels like when it comes, like maybe this is cleansing some pain that I had from God knows when. And if
Yes.
I'm just kind and compassionate with myself and saying, you're safe, you're afraid, but you're safe. And I'm really working on self-love when it's coming now, which I knew for years and I tried to do before, but it didn't give me anything. All of a sudden, I'm
Amazing.
feeling that something is lifting. Do you see what I mean? I'm still working on that. It's not that I'm healed from anxiety, but it feels so much better. It's not that I'm just hoping. I can see things happening. And, to finish the whole thing here, on top of all of that, fatigue was the problem that I had since I had cancer, which was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And that was uncontrollably bad. So it could come from nowhere. And when it comes, I need to lay down and wait until it goes away. So I have to stop everything. I just can't keep going when it's coming.
Mm.
And I had 4 weeks now with very intense work. It didn't come not once, not
That's
once.
yeah. That's been a good test for you, Marijana.
Absolutely wonderful. And my brain function, I'm having really extremely intensive work. My brain works so well. I know that I remember better. And you know how I noticed? When you are paying something and you have a code on your phone,
Yes.
which is 6-figure number.
6 digits, yeah.
Yes, I used to look and like, okay, I remember 4, so I write down 4 or transfer it 4, and then I need to come back for another 2. Now, just the other day, I was like 6 with no problem, just writing those 6. Like my brain doesn't have a problem to remember. And I'm like, wow,
That's a good test, isn't it? That's a good test.
It
Yeah.
just simply works. And now, when I'm working with clients, because it's intense and compressed, I really need to be focused completely. And I don't feel that's an issue. I'm just doing it.
Just feels normal and natural, like you would expect it to be.
Yes. I don't know if I look younger outside.
You know what? I
Do
was
I really care?
going to say to you, because I haven't seen you online for quite a while, and I can honestly say your skin looks, you look young. You do definitely look younger. Your skin looks so much smoother, and it looks like
Wow.
it's glowing. And your
Thank you.
as well. So I haven't seen you for a little while. It's really wonderful. But one thing, Marijana, just going on, because I know you aren't looking younger, you are reversing your age here. You said to me earlier you've been using the energy patches as well for this period of time when you've been really busy.
Yes, yes. Any day that I know I have so much, like I have 5 clients one after another, and you know how intense it is to work with one person after another. I would add energy enhancers. I would put it, one place is here and the other one is on my feet, and it
Yes.
just works. It really works. And because I don't have too many right now, I'm just using it for those days, but I'm planning to use it more. And one thing that I didn't tell you, since I've been using X49 and the whole that protocol, I lost 5% of my fat.
And you've only been using, so let me just clarify
2
this.
months.
The X49, the carnosine, and the Alavida since you said for 2 months.
Yes, I started in October.
And you've lost 5% fat.
In the meantime, and I did not exercise because I don't have. Number one, I don't have time. Number two, I didn't exercise because I have fatigue issues. So what can I do? Walk a little bit between those hectic work. I just go for a walk, 15 minutes, and come back. That's my exercise.
Amazing.
And I lost 5% of my fat. It's just like,
I mean, I just think it's just so beautiful to hear these stories because, I know some people have to wait quite a long time and they just get so demoralized because they think, well, obviously these things are not working. They are working. They are working as soon as you put those patches onto your skin. It's just that we all react and respond in different ways and we have a different timeline. And I think also because you've had so many issues, Marijana, that you've been working with, it's sometimes easier to see those significant changes that you've been going through.
I completely agree. And I'm sensitive.
Yes,
Once
you're very
I'm sensitive, I feel it. And
yes.
I'm mindful.
Yeah.
You know, I am journaling about that.
Yeah.
If I didn't pay attention, maybe I wouldn't be aware of it. But you know, part of my work
Yeah.
with people is to really check and be aware of what's going on as well. Oh, something else to add on top of that. I'm wearing a blood sugar monitor at the moment because I'm working with a full group and I'm sharing it with them. And I said in month 3 that my blood sugar was better. I just want to show you something which is a proof. This is my blood sugar yesterday. Look, that's perfect.
Put it down a bit. Put it down a bit. 5.6. Okay.
Yeah, but the line, look how
The line. Yes.
look
Okay.
at the line. The line, the whole point is that the line is stable. You know, the whole problem with blood sugar is ups and downs.
Yes, absolutely. Peaks and troughs.
This is stable. And
Amazing.
5.6, it's just like, you know, dream come true. That's about blood sugar.
And one thing I have to ask you, because I know you mentioned this a little while ago, because, you know, I love the Meridian system and I love the fact that we can change these patches. I know it doesn't necessarily matter where we put them on the body, but if you are aware of the Meridian system and the power of certain points, you can enhance. Please tell us what you noticed with the Meridians.
Well, something that actually I didn't tell you, something I learned only a week ago. So it matters where you put it. One of my friends who went to China for a couple of weeks, a few weeks back, and she had patches with her. And there was a lady with enormous fear of flying. And imagine flying from here to China,
A long way.
horrible. So she put a patch on her behind the ear because that's what I read, you know, the protocol that we shared, it's supposed to be there.
Yeah.
And the lady didn't have any improvement, still felt horrible. And then there was a person who is acupuncturist saying, maybe you didn't put it on the right point.
Yeah.
And I was using it the way that I showed. So now, I don't know if you can see, now it's all about behind the ear, there is a kind of like hole that you can find.
Yeah.
And you need to cover that hole. And when he corrected her and put it there, the whole fear disappeared.
And which one was she using? Which patch?
Aeon.
Yeah. Okay.
So she was using only that, and she borrowed her that. And the lady was like, I can't believe it. So they were sharing together the patches. That's number one. She came back to England and she's flying all the time because her work is all about, you know, flying, and she's terrified. So now, obviously, she's on patches just like that. So the point is really important. Second thing that I noticed also is, you know, you taught me about chasing meridians.
Yeah.
And I feel stuck and feel like, you know, I can't get out of whatever is going on. That is such a good protocol. It's about 10-ish minutes. I don't know exactly. Because when you learn it, you go faster. But it's such a, like, it feels like suddenly everything could get out. You know, you're stuck, your energy is like stagnant and horrible, and it feels you can't move on anywhere. That is such a lovely thing to do. And it's just like, whoosh, you kind of have like a shower.
Well, that's what I call it. It's like giving yourself an energy massage, because when you do trace the meridian something down. But I remember you saying to me that when you had traced your meridians, you really felt that the patches were more effective.
Yes. I think it's really good thing to do it together. I really like it. I don't do it every day, even though I wanted to do it every day. But, you know, with busyness that I'm going through right now, but I'm going back to that because it does work. And really, I also think that people should watch videos of people using it, because there are so many people and options, and we are all different.
Yes, we are.
And I really think this journey is learning. I know probably 10 times more than 6 months ago, but I'm still watching videos because every time I learn something new, especially, you know, on Dr. Stacy's webinars. Somebody asked a question that you never heard of before, and then you learn something new. It's really important to watch what other people are doing.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And I think going back to sort of the meridians, I think it makes so much sense just to explain if people don't know, and the meridians are literally your energetic pathways up and down the body. They are your super highway. If you are sick, stressed, or in pain, they become congested. And that's why you go to an acupuncturist or acupressure. You can use them to actually open up these channels. So when you're tracing them like you have described that you are doing, you're actually just opening up these channels. So it makes sense when you're putting a patch on whichever acupressure point, you've already got that point that's already opened up. The channel is already open. And so the energy from the patches and the transformation that they are creating is going to be much, much quicker. So, you know, for me, I've noticed with a lot of people, I know that it doesn't necessarily matter where we put the patches, but I have noticed some people who maybe have been feeling a bit triggered when they've put it on a certain point, just change that point and things have been completely different. So for me, if you understand the points and what those specific points are, which meridians they're connected to, it can have quite a significant difference in how quickly you respond to the patches.
You know, you just reminded me, you know, Marek, who is acupuncturist.
Yes.
I've seen him twice when he would treat me and say, oh, you put it on the wrong place. And he would move the patch on the method, like, this is where it should be. And then he would kind of mark it for me so I could learn and, you know, better move it. But it feels different.
Yeah.
You know, like the one I have here, I was missing it, like, I don't know. That
can't be too much because there's not an awful lot of space there. But yeah, if you get the right space, then it's going to have a significant difference.
You know, I don't want to discourage people by saying you need the proper. Probably you will have you will feel it even if you miss the point a little bit.
Yes,
but when you try to put it on the right place and actually working with meridians, it just works better and faster, probably.
So Marijana, I'm just, I'm mind blown because you've had so many amazing results. So what are you, and we've given a really good timeline here so people know what you've been using, how long you've been using it to get these results and the blood tests, etc. It's incredible. So what would you be using now? What is your goal now? What is your next thing to work with, really? If you've got a specific issue, or are you just continuing to do what you are doing?
I'm continuing what I'm doing. And because of my polyp disorder, I need to kind of do that. And I was thinking once or twice a week, I would just do the protocol. But also, if anybody who is listening now wants to know more, they could get back to me, you know, just share my email or my telephone number or whatever. Because, you know, I was using different things in different phases. And it's too complicated now to go through. There are different protocols that I used. And I just know it's working. That's the thing. And if you feel like it's not working, change it.
Absolutely. And I think you are a really good product here of doing exactly that, and to shift and change. And it doesn't always take that much to actually get a different effect. So no, I'm super, super grateful for you telling us all this, because it really is exciting. And, you know, the whole point of doing these testimonials is really to share the experiences so other people who have got, you know, at the beginning of the journey can actually see, oh my God, that's just exciting. It gives you hope that things can shift and change for you as well. So
really,
as we said,
something that I learned, if you know, like a finishing line, instead of thinking in terms of diseases, if you think about system and balance,
exactly,
it just helps you to understand that all of those parts are one system. And if you're kind of trying to understand and heal and love the vehicle that we are sitting in, you know, it could help.
Yeah, absolutely. So, well, let's do another interview maybe in a few months down the line, and just see where you are there. If we get to the year point, it will be fascinating to see what else has shifted and changed within your body. But as I say, I want to make it very clear that also that everybody is completely different. So if you don't get results as quickly as Marijana has, or, you know, please don't number one, lose hope. You've got to be patient because the body has its own way of healing itself, and it will do so in its own time, which sometimes is frustrating because you just want to get rid of things and be in that optimum state of health, which is what our intention is. So can't thank you enough, Marijana, and I really, really look forward to hearing what else is going to happen
Thank
in
you.
your journey, along your journey. So anyone got any questions, please put them into the comments box. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please subscribe, because I am going to be recording more videos as we go through, and also come back to the people I've already recorded videos with, because we want to know what the next stage is. So thank you for watching, and yeah, any comments, leave them below. Thank you.